Hi.
Hello, good people.
Welcome to the palatial Hopmore Estate.
We will be showing you the west wing of our living room art collection.
There's so many local, wonderful artists represented. We thought we would share our art bounty with all of you.
Especially since we can't go to real art openings.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to do this every Friday and maybe invite some other people to do the same with their art collections.
So consider it like a curatorial tour of our house, one room at a time.
I guess we should wait a couple seconds to see if anybody pops up.
Sure.
I don't know how to do that.
Just wait.
We'll take a preview. We're probably going to start with this piece by Pete Walliger and Kababi Beak. We'll be discussing this in just a moment. We have the litter box.
That's an added feature of the gallery.
Yeah. We have Eugenia Alexander. Megan Reiki. We have a new television that is larger than the one we had when we hung her work, so we have to adjust that. But we love this piece. This is a piece that we got at the world's hottest outdoor art fair that almost killed everyone in Edwardsville a couple years ago. Honestly, I don't know the lady's name. We tried to look it up on the back and the signature's pretty scrawly, so we'll have to look a little deeper on that. Next, we have J.T. Walls, who we love and adore. Over here, we have Jeff Braun. And up here, we have our dear Hap and Nita collaboration mixed media beautiful piece. And little old me sculpture on the wall.
It's a Teresa Hopkins limited edition series.
Is it now?
I'm quite fond of that one.
Well, I'm not sure what to do next. Maybe we just dive in.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, y'all can look at this when it's done too, so.
And this is our first try, so we'll do better next time. Flip it. Okay, Fudgy, what do you think about this piece?
Well, that piece was a collaboration between Pete and Kababi. I think Pete had like a Lucha Libre series or something where he collaborated with various St. Louis artists. And then Pete had a big sale at his old studio, 2222, yeah.
Yeah.
And we picked it up for my birthday a couple
That's
years
right.
ago. I love it.
It's a pretty badass birthday present.
It's amazing.
That's a lot of bro love up there, too.
Yeah.
I love, love, love how the little girl's hair goes into a bun and forms a fist. That's so awesome.
It's beautiful. And I love how Pete's eyes are totally Pete's eyes.
Yes.
Like, if you know Pete, that's his little soul patch, and I just want to scratch it.
It's totally him.
It is.
And this is very large, also. You might think it's a couple feet, but it's pretty.
Here's
Compare
a cat
it to this gigantic cat. It's pretty big. This is one of my favorite pieces. I'm pretty proud to have it. Yes. And we love those guys. Shout out to y'all. Everybody should go check out their work. Look them up on social media. Follow them on Instagram. We'll try to put everybody's Instagrams up later. I try to tag as many people as I could on Facebook. Penelope, what should we look at next?
What? Eugenia? Okay, let's go.
Yay. Eugenia. We love her so much.
Patty likes it because it's what she gets to look at.
Stop it.
Oh, Jesus, a litter box.
It just so happens to be in this corner, unfortunately.
So this piece was Eugenia's solo show at Soha Gallery. We fell in love with her when we met her at that show.
Instantly. And then her family showed up, and then we fell in love with them.
Right. And it's, I don't remember the whole story about it, but I asked her before I bought it. I'm like, okay, so what is this about? And there was a whole, like, Afro-futurism storyline about a queen. And she just got her face lit up. And she got so excited when she talked about it that I couldn't take her home. So we decided to take this home.
No, I talked you into buying another painting.
You did.
It was like twice this big. And this is, I would say, 2 feet by 4 feet. It's pretty large.
Yeah.
And the other one was probably 4 feet by 4 feet.
It was like a self-portrait.
Yeah. God, it was awesome.
It was awesome. But I asked her, not that it matters, but I said, what's the story on both of these pieces? So she told me the first one was a self-portrait. And that was kind of one sentence. And then this one, she just went into this whole storyline. I'm like, yes, I have to have this. So we ended up getting it. And then it ended up being on the cover of an issue of All the Art.
Oh, yeah, we have that too.
So everybody asked her, like, oh my gosh, how do I get this? And she's like, sorry, folks, it's sold. It's one of her earlier pieces. And a sneak peek for next week's East Wing exhibition. We have some of her new series, which is like a totally different direction. So this is, I feel super lucky that we have some of her earlier stuff and some of her new stuff.
You want a sneak peek right now? Bloom. Just for a second. Don't look at anything else. What? Nope, you don't get to see anything else until next week.
That's right.
So yeah, we love this, and I think a lot of people jealous of our owning this piece.
Oh, absolutely. And even more importantly, Eugenia is one of those magical people that we're super lucky to still have in our life. We check in on each other, we talk about art, we give each other positive vibes.
She's our little sister.
Yeah. So we love you, Eugenia. We're so happy to have your positive vibes in our space.
You're a wonderful human.
Mm-hmm.
And we love your grandma and grandpa. Yay!
Oh my goodness, we love your whole family.
All right.
Speaking of someone else that we absolutely love.
This is my soul sister for real right here, y'all. We don't get to see each other very much anymore because we actually met when I was taking a year off of work, and it seemed like we hung out for an entire year. But really, we just worked our asses off and painted forever. So Megan Reiki, I don't even know how we got this. She's like, guys, come down to my basement and look at all this shit. Just take it. Take all this shit. And we flipped through and found this and fell in love.
I mean, absolutely in love for so many reasons. First of all, that she said, here, you want it? And we're like, I need this right now. And it's been on our wall ever since, and it brings us such joy every day. And secondly, that it kind of encompasses everything that's Megan Reiki. It's like... the background's a little messy and chaotic, like she is, like we all are. And then this women power, feminism, that kind of falls into a lot of her pieces. And then, dude, a giant plane. I mean, come on. And I love that these female pilots, like, I don't even know the story behind this. I just fell in love with it because it was so pretty. But I love that it's all women. And the faces are kind of blurred, so you can't really tell who they are. And it totally adds to it. But then it's also a little scary and weird, which I like.
Right? Zoom in on these faces, y'all.
It reminds me of...
I love the ambiguity of all of it.
Yeah. What's that movie when you wore special glasses you could see the aliens? This is kind of what the aliens look like to me when you put the glasses on.
I love it.
I love it too. And then you have this color Megan used for a long time, so it's very signature Megan. And then the drips.
Oh, I love anything with drips.
I mean, I just love it all.
I love that it's an old painting that had a gloss finish to the paint, and then she painted over the top of it with this matte finish paint. So all these little pieces that she just left blobbing through, just poking through all over randomly, is just like, it's like Megan. You're just looking at kind of a self-portrait of Megan, really. Like the wash and wear outside that you expect from Megan, and then all this super bright pops of awesomeness poking through all over the place.
And then like here on this propeller, I'm not sure.
Propeller.
I don't know my aviation terms. But you can see like, here's all the stuff she painted over it. So there's this like layer of texture in the matte.
Yeah, you see the whole painting underneath.
Right next to all these bright, energetic, vibrant blobs.
And she has a picture of this painting that when she was selling the painting that she did underneath before, so you can look at and you're like, oh my God, that's the painting that's underneath my painting.
It's amazing. And it sits right across from our couch. So we literally look at it every single day and think of Megan Reiki every single day.
We do, you fucking lunatic.
We
love you.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You may think that's rude, but that's actually her email address.
Our little Zen lunatic, yeah.
So check it. JT Walls isn't on Facebook, so he won't see this unless somebody shows it to him. Yo, Adam, show it to him.
This piece I love. It was the year that Teresa and JT were both in Schlafly's Art Outside, and JT's booth was down by the band, and it was awful, and it was loud, and it was a really shitty Schlafly. And when we were breaking down, I said, Teresa, I didn't even go to JT's booth yet. We need to go visit. And so I went over there, and he was packing up, and I'm like, dude, I have to have a piece of yours. And he's like, well, here are the ones that are still out. And I fell in love with the Firewalker. I love on JT's, like, even when you wrap around, like, you can see so much things. It's multi-layered, multimedia.
Penelope.
Like, if you look here, you can see the first layer that he put down of this piece, and then he adds to it. And is that not a sexy little
line right there?
Right, with the
shadow.
fishnets and the...
Yeah.
It's just hot.
JT's pretty dope.
Right.
One day we'll get a really large piece of his.
Yeah.
I fell in love with him years ago at Wall Ball.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he was always my favorite Wall Ball artist. But I was too much of an introvert to go talk to him.
And now he's one of our people.
He is one of our people. And we are former Wall Ball people.
Oh, look at that. 2016.
Ooh, 2016. I think maybe we got it in 2017, though.
Maybe.
It was a rough Schlafly, that's for sure. And it took them 3 years to figure out they have to stop putting people by that stupid stage.
Yeah.
Because it just cost them money. People that should have been selling all weekend didn't sell anything. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So this is something I picked up probably 4 or 5 years ago from this lady. She had probably 200 of these little decorative boards painted.
Yeah, it's
in there.
Kind of small.
Yeah, they're pretty small. Most of her stuff was small, and most of it was on this kind of decorative stuff that you can buy at Hobby Lobby. But her stuff did not look like it was from Hobby Lobby. Her stuff was super cool. This is actually one of the cutesier ones that she had. Most of her stuff was pretty dark and kind of Frida Kahlo-ish kind of stuff. And she had some Fridas actually that I wanted, but this one really called to me because my grandpa was a beekeeper, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of feeling pops on this.
And it was so funny because Teresa walked over to her booth and was like, this gal's got some really cool stuff. And then I saw the gal come into Teresa's booth, and I'm like, that's the gal. Go talk to her, see if she wants to trade. And so Teresa started talking to the gal, and the gal was a big, like, car person and just loved all of Teresa's stuff. And Teresa goes, well, I don't know. I mean, like, do you want to do, like, a trade? Are you cool with that? She's like, oh, my God, yeah, and I want this. Like, she was fantasizing about one particular piece. It was a 3D photo transfer of, like, a truck or something. But,
I think it was a Volkswagen bus.
Exactly what she wanted.
Yeah. Oh, she had some Volkswagen stuff, too. That's when I knew she was super dope.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that trade was made very easily. That's my favorite part of art shows is trading with other artists. Mm-hmm. And just art in general, getting to know artists and being able to trade. There's so much stuff on our walls that's trades or gifts.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry we forgot your name, but you're awesome and semi-local.
So if anybody knows her, really, this is her signature. I don't know if it's F. Oli or Foley. I don't know. We got to look that up. Maybe we can look up that show and see if we can find
her booth, maybe.
Her booth number and stuff.
Yeah, she was really cool.
Oh, look right there, Olin, Olin.
Maybe it's F. Olin.
Yeah, so we'll look her up and get back to y'all.
Yeah.
Next, I want to do me next because I want to save our magical friend for last.
Okay, but you're one of my magical friends, and this is one of my favorite pieces of yours.
I'm going to take this coat off this hook so we're not looking at our...
Hey, it's a full functioning art gallery.
Right?
So this piece, you had in your show at Soha, right?
Yeah, this was in my solo show. And I decided to do some sculptures. I got a lot of sculpture in me. I just haven't poured it out yet. This piece is a piece of wood that I collected from God knows where. It's definitely had some worm action. And it just made this beautiful texture. And I got it to actually paint on or to transfer something onto, like a photograph or something. But the texture of it just drove me crazy.
That's amazing.
So then I was, it's in my wood pile in the garage or whatever. And I was reading at the time the Henrietta Lacks story, which blew my freaking mind. This was before the movie came out. Mm-hmm. That was mediocre, I think.
It didn't do her justice.
No, I mean, it told a story, but the book was pretty amazing. But her life was incredible. And if you don't know the Henrietta Lacks story, I think some of you probably have some time to read it now. So I suggest you order it. But this DNA strand actually meets in the center and reverses and goes the opposite direction, which also has like some broken pieces here and there that don't actually connect all the way, which was kind of designed that way so that it can show that her battle with cancer and her trying to recall the story perfectly, but that's not going to happen at this moment. But her...
Basically them stealing her cells.
Yeah. Just taking the essence of her humanity and using it for their own profit and their own just pioneering of science. But the pioneering is so important. This HeLa cell that was derived from all of the study ended up being used all the way up until now. Every single day it's used in the medical community and used in, you can actually order HeLa cells from a medical catalog. And that's, one of the things they start with when they start testing to see how things work, especially with cancer.
And all of it was done without her knowledge or permission.
Yeah, no knowledge.
Decades later, finally the family, that's why they ended up calling it a HeLa cell, right?
Because they named the tests the first two initials and the last two initials of their name, Henrietta Lacks.
Yeah.
So that's where HeLa came from. And the story just impacted me so raw. Mm. And just the fact that, I knew about Johns Hopkins and their tests and how they would snatch people off the street, African Americans off the street to do tests, take homeless people off the street to test, and just take advantage of people. And whether or not it actually ended up being something that benefits society, it was still done wrong in the first place.
Reparations, and how can you give reparations for something that impacted science and the world so profoundly?
You can't. That family should never ever have to pay for insurance. Her lineage should be taken care of medically for the rest of their entire existence. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts about that. And just the fact that it was stolen and taken from her, whatever benefits come from that should not be charged either. Mm-mm. That's just my opinion. But this was like a guttural kind of reaction to that story. I don't even know if you're seeing me right now. Mm-hmm. The piece that holds it on the back, it is barely sitting there because it's so rotted. But this strength in the board that's still holding it together kind of came through to me as Henrietta's spirit, and the DNA representing her cancer and the HeLa cell. That the HeLa cell is a miraculous thing in and of itself. She was a miracle because they've never been able to find another cell like hers in existence. And it does nothing but help everyone every single day. It's the reason why we have a polio vaccine. It's the reason why they're able to study today how to come up with a vaccine for this coronavirus. Without all this from Henrietta Lacks, none of this stuff would be happening. Let's move on to Jeffy.
Oh, Jeffy. So this, for all of you ill-informed art lovers, was local St. Louis artist Jeff Braun, who was a total jerk and moved to Portland. He is, first of all, him as a person, he is without a doubt one of the most magical people we know.
For sure.
And we say magical a lot, but for real, we're surrounded by some amazing folks. Jeff and Teresa met again at a Schlafly Art Outside a long time ago.
Oh my God.
11 or 12 years ago?
No, it's got to be more than that now. It's like 2007.
So 13 years ago? Maybe?
Yeah, 13 years ago.
And from the second they met, they were inseparable, and...
Well, it took a year, maybe two, maybe a couple years. We were definitely in like...
Okay, from the second I met them, a couple years later, I guess.
Yes.
Jeff and his wife, Jeannie. I was inseparable.
Yeah, we were hanging out more.
Yeah.
By that, we met.
Like,
and then...
I mean, just amazing. Like, if you ever meet anyone and go, we're related. Like, Jeff and Jeannie are my brother and sister.
Absolutely.
No joke. And their daughters are my nieces, period. Like, they can call me at 2 a.m. It doesn't matter. I was heartbroken when they moved to Portland, and as quickly as I could, went to Portland to visit them, and I think about them every day, and Jeff is such a dork that he actually got ordained to marry Teresa and I. So I always tell people that Jeff married me, and they're like, wait, is he an ex-husband? I'm like, no, like literally married me.
Literally did the deed.
He was the minister. He married me. And then there's a, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. But we love him. He's our brother.
Definitely.
Period.
The first day I met his mom at Schlafly. I don't think I met her the first year we did Schlafly. So like maybe 2008. She invited me to Thanksgiving. Yeah. Mary Lou, we love you so much.
Yeah. God, Mary Lou. She's our guardian angel now. I still have a blanket over here that was Mary Lou's. So I snuggle with her almost every day on the couch. And we still go, even though Jeff moved, screw you, Jeff, we still go to his sister Kim's house for Thanksgiving. We missed it this year because we were sick, but...
Yeah, you didn't want us there sharing our germs.
Yeah, but we went last year, and we'll be back this year. You know, like if the quarantine is over by Thanksgiving. God only knows what's going on, but...
Who knows?
Anywho, when Jeff was moving, he did like a fire sale and was selling anything that he couldn't fit into the truck. And so he went around his house and took photos of like, here are the pieces that I still have, who wants it. And
like, ooh, me.
We fell in love with Valerie. He said it's named after a couple Valeries, but the who's the singer? Amy Winehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Her song Valerie. It's just kind of... Jeff has this amazing talent and this skill for making things beautiful and haunting and sad and soothing all at the same time. So I love the kind
of reflection of him, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a beautiful soul, and he's kind of haunting at times and always soothing.
Always. I need a Jeffy hug like now.
Right.
But I love how she's kind of from a different decade. It's very kind of 60s color block, kind of... You can't tell if her hair's pulled back or if she's got like a little crop cut. She's like super contemplative and then kind of morose and sad, and you can't tell why. So there's like so many levels and so much complexity to it that I love it. And this is where Teresa sits and snuggles with blankets. So she has Valerie over her shoulder
all
every
the time.
single day. Yeah.
I forgot her name yesterday. I said, what's this girl's name? This one right here? I was like, Vanessa? Vicky? Oh, Valerie. That's
Valerie,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Amy Winehouse. Come on. Something that screams to my soul when he does this mixed media stuff. These little wooden slats are just everything. And you can see that this is a cutout that's hanging on the wall.
Yeah, so you got a lot of dimension.
So I really love when Jeff goes to town with his jigsaw. It's my favorite. And I love his combination of drawing and painting. It's that illustrator in him. It's just beautiful. Yeah. We'll give you a sneak peek to another one of Jeff's pieces. We'll talk about that one next week. All right. Magical, magical, magical. Happenita.
I mean, holy crap. This is one of the most sacred pieces in our house.
Truly.
This was half Anita were moving to Mississippi, and they had a big yard sale, estate sale, whatever you want to call it, fire sale, moving sale, at their house off Broadway. And I mean, the place was just had so much stuff. So we got quite a few little pieces, anywhere from, I have a pair of Nita's sunglasses that I love, and it's on my warm fuzzy altar, to another piece we have for next week. But this is a collaboration. It's Nita's Sacred Heart and Hap's Swallow. And the bird is made out of wax, and the Sacred Heart is made out of ceramics. And I remember when we bought it, Nita was like, "Oh, this is such a great piece. I'm so glad you guys got it."
Yay.
So it kind of looks over us every day and lets us think about them. That's what I love about most of our art, is we have little, like, positive vibes going back and forth between us and the artists that we love.
For sure. Their energy is surrounding us.
Yeah.
We love you so much, Nita.
Yeah. And we miss you, Hap.
We miss you, Hap.
So when the quarantine is gone, and we'll try to make our way to Mississippi and go see what you and Nita put together, and just give hugs, because we really miss your Hap hugs. Yeah.
Hap hugs are the best.
I love them. Yeah, so we have a Nita piece that's in the East Wing. So
It's one of my favorite things that exist on Earth. Oh my God. Should we give a sneak peek? I think we should.
Real fast.
Real fast. Ooh. Oh, you don't get to see it yet.
No.
I'm going to sneak one more piece into this. We didn't talk about it before this, but this is a piece that is a print. It's one of 1,000 original prints. Unfortunately, it's not signed and numbered, but it was bought off the street in Washington, D.C. at the first Barack Obama inauguration, which Abby Rudolph and I road tripped out there to see, and it is, to this day, one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. This print was pretty awesome. They had tons of stuff for sale on the street, just knockoff stuff. But this was an original piece by an artist who was there selling them themselves. Just zoom in a little bit and you can see the articles of victory in the background. I thought it was pretty dope. I love that it has a little bit of like a woodcut look to it, even though it's a digital print. But this is something that I'll cherish forever, just to remember that experience and remember those wonderful 8 years.
And remember what the government can be like.
And remember what hope in politics looks like. Yeah, that's the man. Plus, of course, he's number 44. Of course, because it's the best number on Earth. Well, that's going to conclude our first art collection opening.
Yes. So, this is Gallery W.
The West Wing.
The West Wing. Oh, wait. One more.
We did?
Yeah, on this wall here.
Oh, we missed two. We missed two pieces.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot we had stuff up in this window.
Gosh, we have so much. So the sculpture is a bowl, and Tom Dykes would be really sad that we have it in a wall, because
instead of eating soup out of it,
he says his pieces should be functional.
Right? He's like, you have to use it. I'm like, dude, we are. It's sitting on top of a box. I don't know. Who knows what that is?
Right. Anyway, it's kick ass.
It is.
I love the little...
It has a little thumb hole for you to hold it and drink soup out of it or whatever.
And look at
this
that.
is
It's amazing. And this we picked up at Soha Gallery also.
So awesome.
Yeah, Tom's work is great.
He's a great guy, too.
Yeah.
Super cool dude.
So good. And then behind Tom is a little baby.
A little baby Malone. We gotta pull it out because it's very shiny. You gotta pull it out of there.
Okay.
So this is Jules. 2013 edition. Let's get some zooms in on those little squares.
Yeah.
I like that spot right there. Right there. I like that spot.
That's
In
so
that
good.
little dent. Yes.
Yes. I like
Love
this, the little scratchy scratch.
Yes.
This is very, you can see Julie's emotion in it. That's what I love about her work. All the different brush strokes, I can totally vividly like see her painting them.
Julie gave a lot of us really great opportunities to show our work in St. Louis. Represented us very well.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody hangs a show like Julie.
No,
Her
Soha
eye
Gallery.
is just on point.
Yes.
We miss Soha Gallery for sure.
We miss the tag team of Julie and Kat Dunn. Because that,
And Megan.
oh my goodness. Those three together made some special moments happen.
I'm telling you.
And we're very, very honored
Look at all the texture in there, though.
I know, it's so good. We're honored to say that we're a part of the Soha family.
For sure. Even though, like, we haven't seen anybody in forever. That's just life.
That's just life.
Coolio.
Yeah.
Jules gave me this, by the way.
I don't know, it's beautiful.
Sweet baby.
Yes.
We love you, Jules.
Yeah, we love you, Julie.
This is just window display junk. Randomly found stuff. Oh, just on the side note, it's getting ready to be my dad's birthday. In that tape measure on the left is what he used to build our house when we were little. The one on the right is my mom's, and that Beatle album is from my mom. And I drink coffee out of a cup with the Beatles on it from my dad on all his special days.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Well, I guess, I don't know if you can see us.
You probably can.
Probably can't. Let me flip it. We're going to sign off.
So we'll see you next week, and we'll post this so that if you weren't online, you can watch it later, and maybe other people can do this too, so that we can kind of share the local art love and talk about all our amazing artist friends.
We would love to make this a series to put on our Ellipsis website.
And in this scary, weird time on our planet, so many of our loved ones are financially vulnerable. Most importantly, to our heart is the artists. The artists and food folk. I mean, it hurts. I'm scared for everyone. So if you have means, find these artists and support them. They need you now more than ever.
Yeah, don't order something off Amazon.
No.
There's too many people in St. Louis selling things that are going to cost the same amount after you get them framed.
And don't go to chain restaurants. Order carry out and delivery from all these local places and get local art from all these wonderful local people.
All right.
All right, folks. See you next week.
Be good. Stay safe.